Okay, so this is chapter 3. Let's jump into this video. Okay, so this chapter 3 is going to be coffee run disaster calculator. The bit is an employee was sent to get coffee for the entire office and returned with a catastrophically wrong order. Several drinks swapped, one completely missing, and someone's name spelled in a way that started an argument. Your mission is to write a function that takes 3 specific numbers about the coffee run, wrong orders, minutes late, and people upset, and turns them into a single disaster score. Then print a different verdict depending on how the score comes out. All right, all of the steps are here. You can pause the video here, complete the project, and come back and see the solution. So let's start. Step 1 is to create your main function. So function main. All right, and then step 2, in main, create 3 variables, wrong orders, minutes late, and people upset. Okay, so we're going to do wrong orders first. I'm going to copy that. So let wrong orders equal an I32. And let's say that there was 6 wrong orders. Make sure I put the T there. Then we're also going to do minutes late. Copy that, I32. I'm also just going to put a space there. Let's say it was like 20 minutes late. And then there's people upset. So let people upset equal I32. Let's say there's 5 people upset. Let's just put this above here. That. Okay, next. Define 3 constants for how much each input should weigh towards the final score. So these are 3: wrong order weight, minute late weight, people upset weight, and they're all I32s as well. So constants can be out of a function and it can be used for the whole project, essentially. So we can create it above the main function. So let's do that over here. I like to put it at the top. So we're going to do our first constant, which is wrong order weight. And our constants syntax should be all uppercase letters, okay? So all wrong order weight. We're going to put I32. And let's say the weight is like 20. Okay. Our second constant, we have minute late weight. Let's say that this one is like 10. And our last constant is people upset weight. And I feel like people upset weight should have the most weight. So I'm going to put this as 40. Okay. Lovely. I'm just going to put this up here with the constants. Okay, so number 4, write a function named calculate disaster score that takes wrong orders, minutes late, and people upset as parameters. Returns an I32 score using the 3 constants from step 3 in math. Okay. So we're creating a function. It's called calculate disaster score. Here are parameters. It's going to be wrong orders. And it's going to take an I32, minutes late, I32, and people upset. I32. All right. And then we're also supposed to be returning a score, an I-32 score. So return I-32. Perfect. Within our function, we are going to be using the three constants that we created, wrong order, minute late, and people upset, with these parameters. So first one is going to be, we're going to create them as an expression. All right, first one is going to be wrong order weight. And I like to keep these in order, okay? Do not put them out of order. It just doesn't make any sense to do that, for one. And also, it might come out wrong. It will come out wrong if you do that. So I'm going to multiply wrong orders with the wrong order of weight. And we're just going to add them all together. So we're doing that with each of the parameters. Minutes late. Okay, perfect. So now that our function is done, we're going to move on to 5. Call calculate disaster score from main and store the result in a variable. So let me just take this. We're going back into our main function. We're storing into a variable. I'm going to call this raw data. So let raw data equal, and we're going to call the function like this, calculate disaster score with that. Okay. And then we also have to put in our I-32 parameters. So I'm just going to do wrong orders, minutes late, because all of it is stored within those variables, and people upset. Okay, 6. Print the raw score first to confirm that the function is working. So let's do a print line right underneath that to confirm it's working. I'm just going to put raw score, my little clamps, and we're going to input raw data. Semicolon. We're going to do this. This is from the last game. And we're going to do a cargo run -- bin chapter 3. So let's see. Okay, so our raw score is 520. Okay, 520. Now that that works, you can just comment this out if you want, or you can just leave it. I'm just going to leave it for now so that we can check it at the end. I'm going to put this right on top of that. Number 7, use if, or else to check the score against thresholds you choose, printing one of the 3 verdicts: everyone survived, office morale damaged, or someone is filing HR paperwork. Okay. We use else if. So if raw data is, let's say if it's less than 100, then print line, what was the first one? Everyone survived. There we go. Okay, and then make sure you go out of the curly brackets, and we're going to do an else if. Else if, and the next one is office morale damage. I'm just going to copy this real quick. Else if raw data is greater than or equal to 100 and less than, let's say like 300. Then we're going to print line office morale damaged. Lastly is our else statement. So else if anything is above 300 or 300 and above, then it's going to print this else statement. So else was the last one. Okay, someone is filing HR paperwork. Okay, print line. Nice. Let's put this on top of our if statements so we can keep track of them. Okay, and then 8, test it by changing the 3 input values in main and rerunning to confirm all the verdicts are reachable. So let's try it. Oh, here, let me save this. Let's try it again. Let's see if we get, okay, expected type. Oh, you know what? It should be raw data in front of that. My bad. So if else raw data is greater than or equal to 100 and raw data is less than 300, then print line this. Else, anything else above 300, it should just print someone is filing paperwork or HR paperwork. We know that it's going to be 520, so it should print line someone is filing HR paperwork. See? Now what we're going to do is actually change some of these values. So I'm going to change this to 10. And I'm going to change this to a lower number 2. And let's try it again. So it's 360. So it's still above 300. I'm going to change them to all lower numbers like 10, 10, 10. I want this to be 8. Let's see how that looks. So here we go. Now it says office morale damaged. So it's within this else if block. It can see that. Now I want it to be really, really low so that the raw data says less than 100. And I want it to prompt everyone survived. Okay. So let's do 2. I'm gonna do 4. Everything else is really low. Let's see if we can get. Okay, yeah, everyone survived. Lovely. So that is the end of this video. Please join me in the next video for chapter 4.